Thank you so much, Akriti, for that beautiful introduction.
You're welcome.
Welcome, sir. Amazing. This feels like home for all of us because all of us have been stakeholders, investees in this beautiful journey called Nexa Music. My name is Nirmika Singh, and I can tell you, could we have some silence there, please? Thank you. You know, we often remark that India is brimming with talent. There's talent in every quarter. There are people with diverse, skills. And we're also lamenting about the fact that the talent does not get opportunity or enough opportunity. But I can tell you with a lot of thrill, delight, and a lot of pride and privilege that Nexa Music has been able to fill that deficit in a way that is truly inspiring, sir. And I think that the words couldn't, hold true even greater in today's scenario where, while there is a lot of talent, the lack of discoverability and the lack of amplification and the lack of amplification really makes it difficult for people to stand out. So what they need today is mentorship. They need guidance, and they also need amplification from the right sources. Akriti, you revealed that the album name for this year is Elevate. And sir, I do want to ask you, while we have seen the creative mentorship, guidance, and the amplification from your end, what does Elevate symbolize for brand Nexa and for you personally?
We constantly we get up every day, and we need motivation. So I think it's a magic word. Elevate is a magic word for me because you're constantly thinking, how can I make my song better? How can I make my studio better? How can you make a voice who's singing sound better? How can you make lyrics, make much more sense with all the stuff? And wholesomely, how can you make inspire to elevate? So in everything, I think it's a magic word for us. Yeah.
Absolutely. And Shashank-san, brands don't often do this. We see talent hunts come and go. And while they're able to offer a trophy or a prize money, they're not really hand-holding the talent, which is what most of us need. Could you tell us what Elevate symbolizes for brand Nexa?
This is not about competition. This is about, as you mentioned, discovering real good talent of India for composing original English music, discover, and then, of course, to mentor, make them better. And this process is called elevation. This whole thing about getting better, getting inspiration for being better. And I think Rahman bhai just mentioned that, every day, whatever you are doing, you have to be better. And today, of course, we are talking elevate with respect to Nexa music. So it's about a journey, it's an evolution, and that's why the name Elevate. And brand Nexa is about creation and inspiration. And this is what made us support and this particular venture, because it's something which gels so well with our brand, the Nexa. It's about creation and inspiration, as I said. Hence the name, and I think it's very apt, the name has to be Elevate.
Beautiful, of course. It's so poignant when you say that elevation and elevate is something that we need to imbibe in our daily habits. Sir, we know that, your mentorship has been a guiding force for everyone, all the artists. I want to know from you, what have been your most, memorable moments from the process of mentoring the, talent from Nexa Season 1?
Back starting 91, composing for movies. I've been almost 3 generations now. So sometimes I have to unlearn many things, which I know, because that's going to stagnate the sound or anything. So when I look at younger artists like the winners here now, the enthusiasm in the eyes, the interest, and the questions they ask, the way they sometimes sing, it's like, oh my God, that's a better way of singing than doing something else. So that comes naturally. They don't have any luggage of previous old knowledge. They come with today's knowledge. They learn so many things on the internet. And their passion for the music is much more than being very cynical or pessimistic like the previous generations like us. Oh, India, English music, I don't think it will sell. So they're very more and things are happening according to their manifestation, which is great. Yeah. So
Of course, sir, and more power to everybody. Shashank, sir, a lot of us rock musicians in the house and people who've been making music and performing in the English language category have always been complaining that there aren't enough stages, there aren't enough opportunities, and why don't people care about in India, about English music as much as they should be. I want to know, why was it important for Nexa Music to associate with a niche segment? And we've got diversity, but this is, one segment that has a lot of patronage, has a lot of support, but not enough amplification and not enough opportunities.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, English music was never really supported in a big way because people felt it was really niche and it didn't have the scalability in India. But I think one of the brand values which Nexa has, apart from being of creation and inspiration, is also about global, about innovation. And I think Nexa, the English composition really breaks that barrier. It can bring it to scale on a global level. Only thing is we have to do it well. And I think that's what we are trying to do. And we hope that every season will be bigger. So it's really because of that. And we thought there was a really great connect with our consumers as well. So Nexa consumers do like content of English music, and that's the other reason why we wanted to support the English music composition. Language, we believe music breaks all barriers of language. I was discussing before we came here with Rahman Bhai that in India there are many different states with different languages. So music breaks not only those regional barriers in our country, but also the barriers across countries on a global scale. And I think that's the beauty about this music. And that's one big reason why it matches with our core value of global. And that's why this support. And we'll continue with that. We want to make it bigger. And we have some great ideas. Thanks to Rahman Bhai. He's been really, giving us this guidance, not just mentoring music talent, but giving us great ideas as well. So thank you for that, Rahman Bhai.
Thank you. Sir, your thoughts on promoting the English language original segment in India?
I think to excel, language doesn't matter. So music is a universal language, but because in English language, so many the literature, poetry, pop music, and rock music, and all this stuff, and hip hop now, they've set a standard. And in a way, I think it's time for a place like India to come up with great ideas for the world. Otherwise, they're going to be in the same rut, and the filth which is used in the language can be changed by noble thoughts, and we can take from our own traditions and still make that as a universal platform to do songs which are very original from this part of the, take the vibration and the sensibilities from an English language music perspective, but come up with original ideas. And even though it sounds very challenging, I think it can be done. Amazing
Absolutely.
talent, yeah.
Thank you, sir, and more power to everyone once again. Might I also mention that it is only natural that in its second season, Nexa is scaling new and global heights. The jury for Nexa Music will be, of course, we have, the creative mentorship of A.R. Rahman, sir, also the teams from QK and Nexa. The shortlisted 24 lab participants will be provided assistance and support from international music publishers, such as Fairwood Music and Conic Records, under the Indian music publisher, Turnkey Music and Publishing Private Limited, for the production of the music compositions. This is unheard of, unprecedented, and could we have a big round of applause for just scaling these new big heights? It's not every day that we get to, talk about these amazing, combining of forces. On that note, sir, I am very curious to know whether, as someone who's widely known for empowering talent across your work in film with brands and beyond, and young people really exchanging creative synergies with you, do you feel a certain artistic responsibility towards fostering a new generation of creative professionals, and why so?
I think we trigger from each other. When when I meet great talent, we also share philosophies, we share great thoughts. Sometimes it could be the most simple things which can be put in the most beautiful way by the style of the singing, by the tune. And so there's no masters here. We all learn from each other. I keep saying that, and I really mean it. Why? Because, for instance, there's a DAW workstation from Apple called Logic, and I've been using it from '96. And so we teach Logic in our conservatory, and the boys who coming out from KM know better shortcuts than me. So, like, when did you learn that stuff? So it's like that. So what teaches musicians like Clinton, and we have we have a certain we've seen some stuff, um, and that is a wisdom. Why, how it'll come? There's a patience, there's a hope, there's faith in people. We know that okay, she's going to sing again and it'll be correct. We want to react on a song which has been built with a sense of patience and calmness about it. So that's what we give them. I said, don't worry. The life is a long journey. We've seen it all, and in exchange we get the enthusiasm. We get the fire which younger people have, and the new ideas, the new generation, the new thought process, which how the mind there. Yeah, so that in exchange for that.
Oh, beautiful. Aren't we going back from this conversation truly inspired? Thank you, sir. And I can, of course, attest to the fact how amazing it is. And, when people talk about collaborators, I mean, I've had the personal privilege of collaborating. I cannot stress enough the wisdom that we take away and the inspiration, which really exceeds the value of just the music that we create. So thank you so much for your words. And Shashank-san, you know, we know that the first season created people who have now gone from strength to strength. They've got their songs, there's recognition, there's fame, there is performances, and all of that is happening. Again, my curiosity is towards the things that the brand has benefited from really having, cut its teeth into this new segment and empowered it in ways that we hadn't seen before.
Yeah. So they are all creative guys here. So I'm a little afraid to give you a corporatish answer. But we have a great connect with the brand. I mentioned that, and we have from our marketing KPIs perspective, we have we monitor the scores, which are how our brand is being helped. For example, the Nexa season, the season 1 of the Nexa Music, it increased our ad recall about 15%, and 21% up on brand awareness. There were 1,000 plus entries, 34 videos uploaded on the Nexa Music site, and we had about 75 million views. Wow. So that's very positive for the brand. Sure. But more than that, that was the corporatish part. But more than that, I think it's also a duty of corporates to try to support a lot of talent which is there in our country, which doesn't get discovered. And I think that is more satisfying to Nexa as a brand. Something which changes the lives and supports a very good cause, I think, which is to promote English music, fresh music, and discover real good artists and talent, and to promote them on a global scale. I think that gives the most satisfaction for the brand.
I'm sure it's a truly rewarding experience. A big round of applause. I think the numbers are also testament to the fact that people are watching, right? And people are appreciating, and the engagement, and people are loving the music, of course. Before I open the house to questions, sir, my last one for you is about the message that you have for everyone who's probably watching you right now, will be watching, message to young, rebellious kids who want a career in music. What would Rahman say that?
I think we are in a great time where You don't have to teach how to discover yourself, how to stand out from the clutter, how to express what you want in a very more dignified, poetic way where you're not explicit in that, but you tell it in a way metaphoric or symbolic, not on the nose. So be yourself. That's it. Be yourself, and if you place yourself on any of the streaming platform, Apple, Spotify, or anything, you should stand out. I've discovered many people on Spotify playlists. I call them. I said, "I loved your song," and then they come in and sing some of my songs. It's kind, and so that's what should happen. And each should feast from each other, and they should all gain and become great musicians. Buy a lot of flats in Mumbai.
So, Deepika, the message is that Sir's watching.
Sir is watching. Oh, yes. And we've seen that real time. Amazing. It is truly a journey of discovery. And I think authenticity and collaboration are two big tenets that bind us together at Nexa Music. And we're inviting questions now from the audience.
So, Nirmika, I don't have a question. But
Sure.
I just want to add one thing.
Yes, please, sir.
Sir, mic.
Hi, my name is Atul Chudamani. I'm from Turnkey Music. So, I just wanted to add one thing when you asked about Nexa and what it gave the brand. I think what it gave the brand is this immediate connection with music. Any music conference we go to, it is impossible not to hear the word Nexa music somewhere. So I think hats off to the entire team behind it, to Nexa, of course, for doing this, to AR and to the QK team. I think you've done a phenomenal job because I was actually feeling very upset that I was left out of it last year.
Now you're happy?
I'm delighted.
This is just the beginning, I feel like. It's just scratching the surface.
I agree with you.
Yeah, seriously.
That's brilliant because Atulji, you're taking us global, aren't you? Or kya chahiye? Okay, is everyone scared or what to ask
yeah,
questions here? We've got, okay.
Am I audible?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hi, this is Suhail from Instant Bollywood. Congratulations to you all. Rahman साहब, yeah, this side, yeah. जिस तरह के like English music को आप promote कर रहे हो, वैसे you have plans for like maybe Hindi music or any regional, maybe it could be Telugu, Tamil or Malayalam, anything like on that grounds. Are you working there?
I think our movie industry is doing that great. Whenever we do a Tamil song or a Telugu song or a Hindi song, it goes global. I think here the kids want something in par with international, the scalability or connection. And this has been like every youth, because the expression when they're studying in a convent or they're studying English medium, they all want to be up there, getting the Grammys and Oscars and everything. So language is not a barrier, but English helps a bit more. Because every instruction manual I studied was in English. That's why I could, operate the computer or a music. I can do physical modeling or FM synthesizers, all because I could read everything in English. There were no manuals in Hindi or Tamil or Telugu. So that's one thing maybe, we can start doing, but right now English is a good universal language to start.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
All right, okay, thank you so much for your... Oh, there are questions. Shall we take another
hi.
one? We'll take another one.
Sorry, but we have to stick to English music. Okay? English music, okay?
Yeah, there is an amazing partner called Nexa Music who's doing something. So let's stick to that.
Let's
Yeah.
stick to
Yeah.
that. Okay?
So
if
when
there are
you look-
questions regarding that, more than happy to take them.
Okay. So when you said that you go to Spotify, you hear songs and other things, how far do you think social media has also helped?
It's broken the barriers. It's broken the barriers, and no fortifying people saying only my music should be heard, only my composition should be heard. That's broken. So it makes us all stand at the edge. And if I'm not good, some kid is going to do something in the bedroom which is going to take over the world. It's what happened with Billie Eilish, right? Same thing. And so it's good to put people on the edge, and so that you have to come up with greatness, and you give and you take, and that's the fun. That's why I'm alive now.
Have you found some talent like that which we can see in season 2?
Yeah. Recently I found a girl called Abhilasha Sinha. She was on Spotify. I called her. She's singing in one of the movies. Then the many people actually. Whenever I hear some great voices, I put them on Facebook or Twitter. I feel like it's lovely. It's very cool. Yeah.
Thank you.
What kind of international English music you personally love, and you still follow that?
Right now, I don't. Right now, there's no. I think India's. It's the world is waiting for India.
Yes.
Tell me which music is. Yeah, seriously.
Yes.
They're all out of ideas. They're just repeating.
So best answer ever.
Absolutely. India rising. Thank you so much.
Yeah, just one last question. Can I ask?
okay, sure.
How do you see the young talents of today? And as you said, every day is a learning process. You also learn lots of things which you really, maybe not knowing it. So how do you see the young guys?
I discover, so when I go to Instagram, it's like which my daughter first installed for me, Rahman. So I go on Instagram and I see some of the reels. I see people, illustrators. I see animators. I see musicians. I see Indian classical music. So much of Indian classical music. Sitar players, sarod players from different states, some villages are putting stuff. We call them. Recently, there's a movie called Gandhi and Godse. We called. Plays which I never used before. I just called them out from Instagram and they came to our studio, we recorded. There's no intimidation, nothing. The music is the language, so we vibed straight, we recorded. Yeah.
Guys, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nirmika. Thank you.
मोबाइल लोगों ने सीखा ना जिंदगी खराब कर दी कैमरा मैन
Yeah, don't cut out the pretty girls, okay? Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.